Hello, everyone. Welcome to Liam's Lyceum. I am your host, Liam, aka Hemvar, and welcome to my channel. I'm doing my weekly update. This is Liam's Leapings number 49, update for the 29th of July, 2023. I finished 4 books this week. So I read, I think, one more chapter in Discourse in Steel. I didn't grab it, but because that was my physical read, and I got another book that I want to show you, that took my attention away. But one book I did finish was Foundation and Empire by Isaac Asimov. I get this Michael Whalen cover. It's nice and shiny. It's in pretty good condition. I read the first one like 2 years ago, so it's been a hot minute. Oh, I did read some of this too, actually. I forgot. I read like 3 essays in there. Actually, those are pretty good. I'm trying to keep this short though, because I'm recording this later than I wanted to. Foundation Empire was good, but basically the story is just people sitting around talking. That's essentially what it is. The first story I actually did finish was Fantastes by George MacDonald. I listened to this one on LibriVox, so it's a free audiobook. It was pretty interesting. I think I should probably re-listen to it at some point, because there's a lot that's going on. It is almost like Portal fantasy, almost at times seems allegorical, reminding me some of Narnia and some of Piers Plowman. So yeah, Fantasties, but I did enjoy it. I read Before They Are Hanged by Joel Abercrombie. I didn't enjoy this one as much as The Blade itself, which maybe I'd misheard, but I heard a lot of people say The Blade itself was the worst one, but I didn't enjoy this one as much. And then I also finished another book I don't have physically right now. It's Undyne by, what's his name? Actually, I don't remember. It's like something Lamotte Fouquet, and it's some German guy, even though he's got a French name. And it's from 1811. George MacDonald in an essay, which I'll probably be doing a video on here soon, called it basically The Most Beautiful Story, essentially. And it is pretty good. It's a fairy tale about an Undyne, which is like a sea creature. I think it did inspire a little bit of Hans Christian Andersen's The Little Mermaid. So, but I enjoyed it, actually, and it's really short. It's just a novella, and it's not, I don't know, if you're reading it quick, maybe like an hour and a half. So, besides reading I've been doing some studies this week because I graduated last week. If you watch my weekly update list last week, this week, yesterday, so 2 days ago from when this video comes out, I got accepted into graduate school. So that was cool. It's 1 week exactly since I had graduated, because I applied for graduate school that night. And because the school, a lot of people, you're supposed to apply to graduate school probably before your last semester. And there's a process type of thing. And this school doesn't even allow you to apply for graduate school until you have your bachelor's degree. And then they do it on a rolling basis, though, so they're not just going to accept you at certain periods. And so I got accepted, and that's exciting. So it's a MA in Language and Literature, and I'll be concentrating on Germanic philology. I'm not sure how many classes I'll be doing this first semester. Part of me wants to just try one out, but then I also don't want to just do one. There's one that is a required course that is almost a course I took for in English once, which was like a literary criticism. This one focuses on more of the cultural studies type though, so like Marxism and New Historicism, feminism and stuff like that, which we only touched on briefly in my one class because we started with biographical criticism, which is much older. But there's also an H.P. Lovecraft class, and I really want to take it. And since they only have about 4 classes, maybe on average per semester, they have 3 semesters in a year, just like the school I just graduated from, actually. 12-week semesters, trimesters, I guess. And I don't know when the heck an H.P. Lovecraft one would pop up again. So part of me wants to do the H.P. Lovecraft one and the other one. But yeah, anyways, and it's cheap as well. I mean, I feel like I could mention this. It's only $700, a little over $700 for a class, which is really cheap, and that's part of the reason I wanted to go to the school anyways. Besides the fact that they have philology, which like no graduate program has anymore in the United States. So that's exciting. I mean, I'm a little tight on money. I'm always tight on money. But I'm still looking for a job. So that's been stressing me out this week. Really stressing me out. I've been looking for a job. It's weird to say. If anyone has any ideas like what I could do to apply my degree, I mean, I have experience as like an office assistant administrator for healthcare stuff, but that's not what I got my degree in. And as well as, so I was even a medical assistant at one point, but I don't have a certificate for that. And then just, I don't know, I write columns. I done some copy editing. I did some for Christopher Accio, so he's award-winning author, right? Didn't do much. Yeah, so I mean, I've done decent amount of stuff. I mean, I still have a job, but it's the job I had when I was in school. So I'm still looking for jobs just for my humanities degree, so to speak. I have a little bit of knowledge of French, and I did take some anthropology classes. I don't know how those would be useful in job. So, I mean, I think they are. I just don't know how the heck to make people aware of that. Yeah, anyway, so I've been stressed out about getting a job. But it's nice to know that I can get into grad school, and I probably can afford the first semester. Now, if I don't have a job somehow by the end of this semester, though, I probably couldn't afford to go to the second semester, at least right then. So anyways, we shall see. They don't do financial aid at this school, which also keeps their costs down. Silly as that shouldn't be the case, but that is what it is, at least in the United States, that schools take money from the government for loans and grants, and then their cost tuition goes up, which is not what it should be, but whatever. So anyways, yeah, that's basically it. And before I forget, I also did get another book from Jerry. If you watched my 70 book book haul from my friend Jerry, he sent me another book, Empire the Vampire. We chatted a little bit about this in the comments here. I believe it was just last week on my weekly updates. So very kind of you, Jerry, to send this. I was very surprised. Long day. I got home and saw this on my doorstep. I was like, oh, okay, I was not expecting that. But as soon as I saw the book before I read the paper, I knew it was from Jerry. So, which is awesome. So I'm not sure when I'll get to that. There's just so much to read, especially with the 70 books, which you can kind of see on top of my bookshelf over there. I did get another book that is this. This is an arc. This comes out on Tuesday, Lord of the Shattered Land, published by Bain, by Howard Andrew Jones. I've read 3 books by Jones before. I've read some of his short stories as well. But he sent me an arc, and he also sent me this issue 0 of Tales from the Magician's Skull, which is awesome. I didn't have issue 0, 1, or 2, so I still don't have 1 or 2. Those are all pretty darn hard to get a hold of. This one's in black and white. The rest are not. I'm still waiting on my issue, I think 11, maybe it's 12. Whatever the newest one that just came out is. So this is awesome. This is awesome. That was very much a surprise. The book itself is a big enough surprise. I took the dust jacket off because I'm reading it. I'm hoping to have it done. I'm a little over halfway now. Hoping to have it done. So I can have a review out on Tuesday, which is when the book releases, actually. So I am on page 304, middle of chapter 10, I think. So yeah, middle of chapter 10. So yeah, anyways, hopefully I'll finish chapter 10 tonight and then we'll read more of it tomorrow. But I'm really enjoying it. It's really episodic. If you like, this is actually a complaint I've made before, an idea I've had before, not really executed it super well. Or I have started to an extent, but nothing's published of them. I like watching TV shows that are episodic, and you have these characters that show back up and you have this adventure, then you have things going on in each episode, but there's an overall arc to the season as well. And that's basically what this is. It's not quite a fix-up novel of old, which is what a lot of Sword and Sorcery used to follow, but it's still very much Sword and Sorcery, but it gets this longer length from this like season formats. You have the chapters, which are kind of like episodes. And then the last chapter is supposed to be like a season finale. Book 2, also for those unaware, is written. It comes out in October. I believe book 3 is also written, maybe needs to be edited soon. There's 5 books planned, so there's like no wait between book 1 and 2 though, which is really awesome. I like when they do that. Don't get it that often from a traditional publisher these days. I also read The Green Knight. I can't forget this one. Not Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. In fact, that's a Grene Knichte. This is the Grine Knichte. Knicht, even probably, I think. I don't think it's on the end of the schwa. So it's a rhyming version. There's not really any alliteration here. It seemed a couple lines I did notice some alliteration. I don't know if that was on purpose, but it wasn't constantly. That was like not part of the structure of it, right? But it's pretty good, and it's shorter, so it gives you like kind of like a synopsis of the Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, and it actually gives you some motivations, kind of explanations of what's going on. I enjoyed it. I learned a few words like furly, which kind of means a marvel, or something that is furly is marvelous, or France, which it means like an uproar, or like a fracas. I think it is related to the word fracas, probably. And then row, which I think the modern English word is rue, which means like relaxation. He used this cool alliterative like phrase called rest and rue, or rest and row. Roa, that's what it would have been. But so I like that. And I also read The Sandman by E.T.A. Hoffman, which is another German story. It's translated in English, of course. Huge paragraphs in this story. It's actually rather creepy at times, though. It is a ghost story about the Sandman. It turns this nice little Sandman story into something really disturbing. So, anyways, um, and I did read a little bit in the manuscript studies book as well. But that's about it. That's a lot of stuff. I'm almost certainly forgetting something. I talked to Raph a week ago. I have videos coming out. Hopefully you will enjoy them. I'm growing out my facial hair a little bit, at least for right now. We'll see if I shave that soon. So it's only been about a week, though. Anyways, Liam from Liam's Lyceum. What have you all been up to? Lege, feliciter. Translate.